Hey everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you may be joining us. Welcome to another AMA session with La Token. My name is Craig Henderson. Today we have a very exciting guest, Professor Ahmad Bilal Khan, who is the founder and CEO of KOHENOR, Ken Token, whose token was just listed on La Token. Now I'm very excited personally to be speaking with the professor. The project is very interesting. I've dived into it deeply myself, and I'm very excited to have it listing on La Token. And we're excited to have the opportunity to ask some important questions about this project. So, Professor, first of all, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much indeed for inviting me. It's a pleasure being here.
Likewise, likewise. So, I'd like to start today. Could you just introduce yourself to our audience? Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and your experiences.
Okay, my name, you have already told that. I've been into education sector for the past 21 years. I'm holding a double master's in computer sciences and English literature. And these are the two major subjects I've got interest in. So I've been teaching that at renowned colleges like Punjab group of colleges, and then the other Concordia College in the Beacon House sector. That must be known to the world because it has got certain branches overseas. Anyway, I started off my project, that is Knowledge Gateway School primarily, and that was in April 2019. Uh, since then, we have been working hard on technology, wanted to educate the masses over here in Pakistan. It was quite hard, in Pakistan, people are not pro learning. Uh, like in the financial markets, many people are trading, they're investing, but they're not learning the things like the complex dynamics of the market. They don't know anything, yet they are trading, and most of them are losing. So that brought us to the conclusion that in this particular dimension, we should be offering certain courses, and we started offering them. It was quite hard to convince the people at first. There were a lot many challenges because people think that they can learn it by themselves on YouTube. Various YouTubers are teaching you how to trade in financial markets, but unfortunately, that is not much. That is not sufficient in order to be a good trader. So we designed courses, and we started offering the cutting edge technologies like blockchain, Web3, metaverse. We also introduced artificial intelligence. And then we just adorn our course pack and offered that. We had got a very cold response in the beginning. But after taking a start from 4 students, yes, it was 4 students in April 2019, we just kept making progress. And gradually, although very slowly, the message spread across, and we have got around 300 students at the moment. And then the consultancy service, we started that off because many people, especially from the families of the students, they were interested in making investments, and they hadn't got the time to learn and go by the course that is 3 to 6 months long, taking time out. So we started offering them services, the asset management as well as funds management services, the consultancy services against subscriptions. So this is how it started. And this is almost 4.5 years time now. And we are doing good. We have got some international students too. And Knowledge Gateway Global is the project basically that is offering these courses as well as subscription services to entire now. And there comes KOHENOOR. See, we were into this business of teaching, training, and offering advisory for quite a few years, and we got good response. We had built up a good repo there too. So uh, DeFi became quite popular post-COVID, and there were a lot of inquiries that we should be training people, especially from the youth. The cryptocurrencies should be added to the course. So we were already teaching blockchain and all that stuff, so we just switched to the crypto trading. And when we were studying very deeply about the decentralized financing and the opportunities that it can provide if that is merged with the centralized financing, the conventional system, that brought to us the idea of launching KOHENOOR, which is primarily a system that will offer to the world an opportunity to bridge the centralized financial model, this is already the conventional model, with the decentralized model. And Kohinoor primarily aims to build a hi-fi, that is a hybrid mode of financing, taking the best part of the centralized financing and the best one from the decentralized financing and merging them into a system, into one system, so that these businesses, entrepreneurs can very easily go through it, can very easily get trained on that, get their staff trained on that, and then the breakthrough technology is adopted. So this is how Kohinoor actually started. We are yearning, dreaming uh, to see the world turning into a hybrid on financial landscape, and this is what we are striving for. Uh, then to the HiCom, which is a commerce version, and both of them are basically powered by the big data analysis and artificial intelligence. Like for market analysis, going through the surveys, a lot many things that you normally need in life. And for organization on professional basis, the decision support system. The DSS is also, you know, uh, powered by the big data analysis. The BDI will support and in fact supplement your inputs for decision making. So these are the three sub projects Kohinoor is working on, and we have been into the beta pilot testing phase for the BDI, and now moving on. I hope I've explained that. Anything if I've left that, please go ahead, ask me.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I mean, I know. See, the thing about this project is it's so deep. So I mean, really, I advise all of our listeners to actually go out there, read the white paper, join up on the platform. Well, I just wanted to let our listeners know that there's, this project is it's complex. I mean, there's a lot to it. So I advise them to go and actually, do the research. This isn't just one of, a project with no utility. This is providing real world services and utility. So please go out, read the white paper, join the communities, join the Telegram, sign up on the platform so that you can learn all about this project. Myself personally, this is dear to my heart because I've been in crypto since 2016, and I'm a big proponent on learning. And I've tried to learn everything about the blockchain technology, trading, and as you said, sometimes it's hard because it's like you don't there. It's important to have a structure when you're learning. You can look at all these YouTube videos, but if there's no real structure, sometimes you can get lost, or they may not have the time. I just recently completed a course on coding at the Manchester University, and that structure really helps me. So I mean, something like this is perfect for somebody like me that's an entrepreneur that's using the blockchain protocols. Traders that they want to learn how to trade, they want to be profitable, and not just do it trial and error, because you can do it trial and error, but you can take years and you can lose a lot of money as well. So something like this is perfect.
Yep.
And yeah, like I said, just advise them to go out and study the project, and they'll find this is something that's really solid. And I hope that they support the project. So with that, you did tell us quite a lot there. I have some questions written down for you. Some of them you may have already touched on a little bit. Just expand a little bit more of how the Ken token works, and how it's going to be used within the educational sector and the crypto space?
Sure. Before answering this very important question, I would add to what you just said. This is very important. Whenever there's a token launch, a coin launch, everybody should go and study about the project in detail. And
Absolutely.
unless he's sure that this is the project he's actually looking for and it has got the potential and it is here to stay, he shouldn't invest in it. And same is my advice for Kohinoor. Everybody should go read the white papers, just explore through the website. There are certain blogs, read them, then go to the BDI publication. We have got it published on Binance Square. And we chose that because there are a lot many traders involved. So we published that on the Binance Square. If somebody goes to the Binance Square and just searches there, Kohinoor or Kohinoor Can or simply Can, they'll find us on top. And a lot many suggestions for the traders as well as the price of Bitcoin that is discussed there. We pinned actually the weekly price movements of Bitcoin. And for the past 19 weeks now, we have been posting that, and that was in anticipation. If the reader go through the content, they will be very happy. In fact, amazed that BDI is basically doing a fantastic job. It's basically human brain added with the power of artificial intelligence and screening through the big data, a large amount of data. So now coming to your question, Ken primarily is our pilot test for building an organization that works on both models. That is the centralized financing model as well as the decentralized financing model. So Ken is basically an innovation. We are receiving fee payments. We are receiving subscription charges in Ken. Although hardly 10 to 12% of our students and the subscribers are paying in Ken to us, but we encourage them. We also offer them 10% to 30% discounts if they pay in Ken. This is just for the adoption purposes. And we have from the supply that is already very limited, 1 million Ken, and will be released over a span of 8 years. It will be released 5 to 15% a year at maximum. We have reserved certain quota. That quota is for the students who want to pay us in Ken. And then the subscribers who want to pay us in Ken. The timeline-driven supply will be approximately 80%. In 2024, we'll just take it up to 50,000 more, then 100,000 every year, and then 200,000. As the community grows, the supply comes in. As we flourish, as we expand, the supply goes by that side. So these are the tentative supply release phases. However, we'll try to strictly follow that. And if there's an update, the community will be notified in due course of time through all the channels we have got. And voting is very important. That is crucial. Apply not just the ecosystem as well. For education, see, like you said, this is very important to have an organized, a very structured phase of learning. Our model, I like to just say a couple of sentences that how we have made an innovative educational model. First, we had this a teacher and 4 students class. And what we figured out, that was back in year 2019 and 20, the first quarter of 2020, we figured out that it is not serving the purpose. Not all of our students are from the same background. They are not learning at the same frequency, at the same amplitude. So why not go for a one-on-one mentorship? And we started that off. People can just our website and see for themselves that we are charging higher. Why is that? Because you get a dedicated mentor. He doesn't just cover up the courses for you and just instructs you that do this, do that, you didn't do this well. He actually holds your hands. While trading, like you have invested somewhere, you've taken positions, you can show them off to your mentor. He'll be asking questions about that. There are certain assignments which also go on this pattern, and then you have to show your earnings on consistent basis to pass that goals. And after that too, knowledge gateway remains with you. The mentor never says goodbye to you. But at a time where he feels convenient, he'll come in contact with you. And if you've got any problem, this one-on-one mentorship bonding remains there for a very long period of time, as long as you want it. So all of our students become our partners. They become developers of the ecosystem. And we never say goodbye to any of our students. So all the alumni who have actually passed out after completing their courses, they are still in contact, very much in contact with us, and majority of them are holders of CAN. And we are quite happy to have such a community who have a direct relation to us and who know us well, and we know them well. And whoever comes and joins CAN in our educational expedition in the training sector, that is crucial because people don't know about DeFi, not even about CFI. This is what our experience is. I may be wrong. There may be some countries where if you conduct a survey and ask them very basic questions, what a blockchain is, perhaps at places 20% of the people would answer that, 25% would answer that. But there are certain communities where less than 2 to 3% would answer this very basic question, what a blockchain is, what these distributed ledgers are, what is the decentralized financing model, what to talk of the wrapping of tokens and tokenization assets and all that, not the details. I'm talking of very basics. And you will find that from the crypto traders, the investors in crypto, hardly 5 to 10% will be aware of the technology, what it actually does, what it actually offers, the transparency, the secure, you know, and because you are into this field, you know this very well. The people do not know even the basics of it. So education is quite much needed. So Ken will be doing a lot therein.
And I love how you're building actual personal relationships in crypto, because I mean, a lot of times it's just, faceless. But this is actually, like you said, it's blending the traditional finance with the decentralized finance and, education. And, you have tutors that hold your hand. So you're building an actual personal relationship that could even last a lifetime. So that's awesome what you're doing as well.
Exactly. That is one of our core values. If somebody explores our website, they'll see there in our base, we have got ethics in our course too, like core values. We've got some ethical side, ethical dimension to it as well. We want traders to be ethically upright as well, investors to be ethically upright. Universal ethics, and this is very much important in today's world as well, because there are a lot many scams and stuff going on out there, and people are just looking for money, easy money, making them and just flying away with that. So we also work on that. What are the professional ethics? What are the business ethics? And how it plays in our lives. We also do a lot of work there on too. So if someone wants to have a chat with our mentors, they can do it. That is free of cost. And I am also available anytime for any business startup, for any venture. If I can be helpful, I'll be readily available.
Okay, I must say, that's probably one feature that, off the top of my head, I can't think of any other crypto project that even takes that into consideration, from an ethical point of view. So very, very innovative.
Because if
go ahead, Professor. Sorry.
Yeah, please carry on.
No.
I was just saying that a line just on this, that we have just made it a part of our white paper as well. that we'll be holding certain partnerships, and for partnerships, we'll prefer our students, subscribers, and the businesses, corporates who have been with us when we were in the budding phase. We were just starting to flourish. They were with us, they were on our side, and would love to be partners with them. We'll prefer them always to be partner with them, and we'll be sharing our profits with them as well. This taking the farming rewards, they normally work, quite well. I won't get into details. We will actually be sharing the profits that we have made at KGS Global with our token holders. And this is what we are already doing. A person who holds CAN for 30 days, he receives a portion therefrom, and he can receive that in a currency of his choice. We have got 6 currencies listed. Any currency of his choice, he can get his rewards paid in. So we are already doing that. We are doing our share, our part of the share. A person who just shows us that he has been holding CAN for 30 days, he will receive a reward. No need to go and stake that any place. But now, yes, we are going to stake at, because we are now listing at centralized exchanges. So we'll be offering that staking yields too, and that will be sharing our profits, real business profit, physical business profit, because that will also go in part to CAN, and we'll share our profits with the holders. Just the holder.
Awesome. Thank you. So, like I said, you've touched on a lot of points so far. I just have a couple more questions written down. So, you touched on the BDI. Could you just tell us a little bit more about some of the innovative trade strategies and market analysis and how that works?
Yeah, sure. Normally, when we talk of analysis, the first thing and perhaps the last thing that comes to our mind is the technical analysis thereof, the chart reading.
Mhm.
And what is being there is a golden cross, and there is a death cross. You know, the technical analysis comes to our mind. However, there are many other dimensions to it. Our inputs, primarily when we scan through the big data, we take inputs from the sentimental side of the market, which is, and people know about that. But we take inputs from there. We also read about the fundamentals. We also take into consideration. There are a lot many dimensions to it. However, those largest chunk of data, they are read, and after that, we at the moment, I'll be very frank. At the moment, using third-party AI, and very soon we'll be building our own AI, and hope so. In a couple of years, that will be available for beta testing. However, at the moment, we are just taking the prop from the third-party AI solutions, and the results are fantastic. Like I have already mentioned, that a person who's uh, an analyst, professional analyst, he would perhaps miss out certain amounts of data in the historical perspective, and the moves of the price with respect to a particular event, and the intensity of that on the sentiment of the traders. But when you do it through AI, it takes into account a lot many things that humans may forget. So basically, it is the human brain that is working. See, we are staunch believers in this, that even AI is built by human brains. So human brains are always important, will always remain important. But taking top of AI just adds, just supplements to our manual analysis. So this is what we are doing with BDI. Our experts, they analyze stuff, and then they check it, cross-examine that through this BDI. And if there is a conflict arising therefrom, we just try to reconcile that. And then we basically draw 3 lines through BDI. That is, one is the upper line, the other one is the lower line, and then there is a midline. It should not be exactly the mid, but that is also referred by our system that this should be the medium line. So if this is the upper line. Upper line means that a particular stock or a coin, like Bitcoin, we have been pinning that. Bitcoin will rise as high as this much during this week and may fall as low as this much, and then there is a center line. If the center line is crossed from beneath going upwards, it may be a signal for BTC to be turning bullish. And if it falls down, it may be a signal of the bearish market. So taking into account a lot many inputs, four major indicators basically play in there. And then the sentiment analysis, we also have assigned numbering, like Bitcoin. For Bitcoin, ETF approval is being awaited by the SEC. It has got heavy point score in our analysis by the BDI. So we have basically ranks between 1 to 5. So it has got a weight of 5. Very important. If that happens, it will just drive the markets crazy. It may. And if it doesn't, what will happen then? Vice versa.
Very interesting stuff.
The trends may reverse, and then the other mega event weighing 4 in our charts, that is halving event of Bitcoin. Although the price impact would not be immediate, yet in a few weeks we'll start to build up the bull market there as well. So these two big events, mega events coming up. So we also input into our system such things developing around a particular stock or a coin, and the results are amazing so far, with 95% accuracy in 136 days. I think this is quite good when we talk of analysis about Bitcoin. Let's not forget, is one of the most volatile holdings in the world, most volatile assets in the world. So if BDI is doing good with that, I hope it will be doing good with other stocks, like in stock exchanges or the gold market or the other commodities. So this is what we are doing. And someday, when the beta testing is ready, I'll be having a curtain raiser with you. And that is on which I can give you my word that we'll be raising our curtain with Mr. Craig.
Exactly. No, that's some interesting stuff. Interesting, man. I love it. So okay, let's move on to the next question. As far as the benefits that the Ken platform offers to the token holders compared to, say, traditional e-commerce platforms that rely on credit cards and payment gateways, can you just touch on some of those?
Yeah, please. Thing is that if you we have got under process certain stores. The one you can see on the website as well, that there is our subscription packages and the course packs. Leaving that aside, there'll be certain goods and services other than what we are offering from the KGS's platform will be offered to the people, and they can pay in Ken and receive discounts. This is the first thing that they can do. Because we basically, HiCom is basically part of Hi-Fi. It's a part, but we are just in the beginning promoting that as a separate entity. It will merge finally into the Hi-Fi. So HiCom is basically that you can pay for a good or a service if you want to avail any from the web, from our stores in the beginning, and then we'll be reaching out to other stores, perhaps one day the giant stores as well. And we'll be offering them the integration with the systems that we are developing and will soon be developed for the beta testing, and will be made public as well from KOHENOOR.net. Currently, that the domain on which we are working and we are live is KOHENOOR.tech, and that is the Ken powered by Polygon. And as you know, that we have got another project, not project, it is the governance token for our research and development work. That is the BNB Smart Chain powered Ken, which is our R&D token. And KOHENOOR.net will be the domain on which we will be showcasing our services anyways, if somebody wants to pay us in Ken, we reach that for him or her as per the market price, 10% discount at minimum and 30% at maximum. This is just for the adoption in the beginning, and then the prices will, come at par. And whatever you're paying in dollars, you can pay an equal amount in Ken, and you can get the thing delivered to you. Similarly, for the services, this is the e-commerce first internally for the indigenous model, and then we'll be reaching out to other businesses because it's all about partnerships. Like I've already told you, that we'll be making many partnerships with the individuals, with the businesses, the entrepreneurs, but at a later stage, say in the third or fourth quarter of 2024, because we are in the pilot testing phase. First of all, we'll apply that to our own organization. Once we succeed with that, the pilot is through, then we'll be reaching out other businesses and offering them our solutions in properly integrated and fully operative, fully functional systems, database management systems and stuff. So we'll be offering them to join our band of hi-fi, and you never know what kind of and what will be the amplitude of that particular growth chart. I'm not sure, but what we are doing is giving our best and hoping for the best. So in the days to come, commerce line is going to be redefined. There are certain other projects who are offering this. So there are projects. This is not a thorough innovation that is out of scratch that we have done. What we are doing is we are trying to integrate the decentralized commerce model into the centralized one, the conventional one. See, if some seller sells something or buyer buys, he should be having a record or the trail of that particular transaction. The way he is already recording those transactions in the centralized financing model, he'll be recording the same for the decentralized one. And the wallets that are being used may be used as bank accounts. So we are practically doing work thereon, and we are quite much through that. And once that is done, it will be amazing one. Just on a click, you just switch your nodes off from the centralized version to the decentralized version, and just start connecting your wallet. You connect your wallet, make payments. You will get your receipts, your invoices, and certainly that will come with the fiat equivalent in US dollars. We have paid that so far, and we will be having those transactions maintained as on any set of central portals, and that will be in the Web3 module. So this is how we're going to take it in the HiCom side.
Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. So I said you touched on this a little bit, but can you just expand a little bit about the strategies that you have in place to increase this adoption and usage of the Ken platform? And do you see any obstacles, and how might you plan to overcome these obstacles?
Would like to tell you two things. The first one is the launch of KOHENOOR. The KOHENOOR in itself is the major strategy. I'll be reaching out to people, to businesses for the DeFi adoption and hybridizing that. I mean, it should be on a hybrid model. Let's not talk about the idealistic and the cynical model that either central finance or decentralized finance. See, it will take years, almost 50 years, 70 years, because centralized financing is something that has been there in roots for some 2,000 or 2,500 years. And people have born with this conventional model. I mean, hundreds of generations have passed. Right. So DeFi is comparatively novel technology. You've got just 15 years of DeFi tested models, And then there are certain security apprehensions of the people as well. How to make it secure, that is also a concern. And we have to answer many questions about the DeFi before we switch thoroughly thereupon. So what we can do at the moment, that if you cannot stop using petrol engines thoroughly, at least go for a hybrid car. You will be at least charging less hydrocarbons in the air and be potentially less harmful to the society. Let's go with the hybrid model. Take up the best part of centralized finance and the decentralized finance. Yes, compliance is the key, is a major concern for us as well, and we'll ensure that how to cope with like various states have got various policies regarding decentralized financing. Some of the nations they totally reject it. Some have adopted it, embraced it fully, and the others are like in the center, hovering around. Should we adopt it or should we not? Should it be regulated? Should it not be? We should be having solutions for all in whatever domains they are operating. We should be making customized solutions. This is what we have already been doing and will be doing next too. The biggest challenge, the launch of Ken, the biggest challenge that we have faced so far is making the world realize that there is certain good in DeFi that you should be exploring. It's quite hard here in the local market, quite hard. But internationally, there is reception. There is reception in certain parts of the world. There is reception, although with fears, certain reservations, a lot many questions, and those questions can only be answered if we pursue this educational track. If we go on with training and educating people, if we keep on running the awareness campaigns, that will resolve it. And we are doing it professionally as well as for our KOHENOOR project, we are running a lot many social media campaigns too, and we hope that soon a lot many people will join us, and then they will become our mouthpieces and tell to the world that see how hybrid financing is safer and practically doable, and you can adopt to it. They'll bring our message, and let's see what happens then. This is the first thing. The second one is that what we are planning to do. We are going to take our beta testing model to the businesses right away once they're ready for the beta testing, once the pilot phase is done in the second or third quarter. So our primal strategy is to show to the world a real working model. The pilot testing, we are showing to the world. We are showcasing everything that this is what we are doing in the centralized. When I just click there, if you want to pay in dollars, credit cards, or direct transfers to bank accounts, you have got the option. If you want to hold CAN and pay us in CAN, just swap that there or trade on LA token, and then you can pay us and receive a 10% discount or whatever. So this is one side. The other dimension will be once that beta testing model is ready, we'll be approaching businesses for that. We'll be offering them to test us, give their feedback. Once that comes into a fully functional, fully operative model, we'll start off with the countries who are less reluctant to embrace DeFi. And then we will gradually mount ourselves up, and we'll try to be vocal on social media platforms, internationally audible, and then there will be a day. It is a gradual process. It will take years to make the world realize. However, the process has started, and it won't take long for the world to see that hi-fi is workable, and every single business on earth, particularly the schools, chains, the schools have got chains, on the state level as well as in the private sector. They have got multiple franchises to it, and they can use this DeFi model, and they can also be distributing certain amount of authority to their spokes as well. See, the centralization at hub level, that is important on one side because you've got the control, you've got the security intact. On the other side, if you distribute authority to your spokes and in a decentralized, this is a fundamental feature of decentralized financing and decentralized economy. You are quite aware of it. What I propose to the world that they should start considering it. They should start thinking about it. They should start questioning, and we will present to them the solutions. We will present to them a workable model, a real model, and once we do that, I think that the world will start to adopt it slowly and gradually, but they will certainly one day adopt to it. And this is the way forward. I don't think that DeFi switching, that is the shift from CFI to DeFi, that precise switch is not possible, is not probable, at least by the next 40, 50 years. However, DeFi has got certain features that if we do not embrace today, we'll be lagging behind because the technology is immense. The technology is useful, and we must take into consideration that with the passage of time, when the landscape, the digital landscape of the world changes, and we do not adopt to the latest, most technologies like accessibility. Take the prop of accessibility. A person sitting in a street down in Kenya transact with a person sitting in New York City. Internet and internet connection. You just have to get a good app, a wallet, and he can use his wallet and all his resources. That whatever resources he has got, limited ones, he can transact. But opening a bank account for a person who doesn't have plenty of resources is not that easy. It's not that handy. So there are certain things that even banks are adopting from the blockchain, from the technology side. And what we are doing, we are basically merging the best part of CFI and the workable part of DeFi and presenting to the world a working model. That's it. And I think that once we do it, once we bring up with, that being pilot tested version into the real beta testing version, the people would love to, try that. They would love to try that beta testing version. And once we are through that, adoption will start by itself. Once that is successful, in a couple of corporates, it will then go viral. This is what we believe. The first two years or a few months will be quite tough on us, and we are ready for that.
Right, and you bring up some great points because there's a couple of things. Like a lot of projects or protocols are trying to fight the legacy system that's already in place, and it's going to take time. They're going to obviously be reluctant to relinquish control of what they have built up over these like hundreds and even thousands of years, as you said. So that's important. Another thing is that, for adoption, there's certain advantages of the centralized and decentralized. So for example, a user, they might not be comfortable with the decentralized, maybe the interface, security features. So there's benefits to both, and that people can have that choice. But even like a lot of institutions are already implementing these technologies with the central bank digital currencies. A lot of these big companies are actually using the blockchain, for their ledgers and everything now. So they're already using it. So I mean, that makes perfect sense. So you're going to them and you're bringing them into your system and instead of trying to directly fight against them. And then for the users, you're letting them use whatever they're comfortable with as far as, the interface. They don't have to switch up because, like, I'm trying to get my mother. Well, I have got my mother into crypto, but it's hard for her with to use the MetaMask or even to set up the wallet, the seed phrase, and all of these things that blocks adoption from a lot of people. So I definitely would agree that a hybrid model is the best way forward.
Thank you so very much. You have spoken what I couldn't speak. That is brilliant. CBDCs, that is in itself an evidence that the world is now switching to DeFi. In whatever sense it is. Yes, that is the technology only. It's not necessarily a cryptocurrency that a central bank is basically offering. CBDCs are a thoroughly different concept. However, it is taking the advantage and the power energy of the blockchain. And this is what we are basically trying to do, to tell to the people that, see, this technology is not here just to trade cryptocurrencies. It is here to take its fullest advantage by incorporating to your books, to your ledgers that you're already maintaining. And it is quite handy once the people are educated. Like you said, that because this is a novel phenomena. Whenever something is new, people will be reluctant, but naturally, because they are not used to it. This is not routine for them. Like creating a MetaMask, a wallet, and then transacting on the centralized blockchains and all that. Then there are public blockchains and the private ones, and then they have got certain news every other day that the system of a coin has been hacked, and these much of coins have been stolen and stuff, and that company has been charged guilty, 100 years imprisonment for this and 50 years imprisonment for that. So there are a lot many issues, yes, we have to address, but whatever is evidently and universally established to be good for society, that should be added up to your centralized financing model, and just you will get the hybridized. You will be using a hybrid model and taking the fullest advantage of technology, which today is optional, but in 20, 30 years, it won't be. So this is what we believe and working on that.
Agreed, agreed. Thank you. Okay, so moving on, can you give us a bit of insight into the project's roadmap and any upcoming developments?
Yeah, sure. Ken is basically on two versions. There are two versions of Ken, like I've already told. The BNB Smart Chain powered Ken is there, and then we have got the Polygon powered Ken. And the supplies are different, tokenomics are slightly different. The release policy is different a bit too. So, so I was saying that with the launch of Polygon Ken, we are basically reaching to the people at large. We are also reaching to our students, to our subscribers, telling to them that here is another payment solution that you have got. With the BNB Smart Chain powered, we will be reaching out to the businesses, to the corporates, to the investors, to the capitalists who like our project and who would like to invest with us and partner with us. And there'll be a precondition that will that they will adopt our system. They will test them, and if they like it, they should be implementing that to their organization. And once we have got that done, uh, I think that we'll be having sufficient resources to go on. So our plans for Ken are clear. We are developing at the moment the uh, Polygon powered public operational token. And once that is done, we'll go on forth with the BNB R&D token. Once the model takes up a shape, a visible shape for the beta testing version, and then we will start off with the BNB. And we are reaching out to the people. We are reaching out from great platforms like La Token, and we are reaching out to social media. We are reaching out to the organization on the local level as well. And I hope that with the passage of time, people would adapt to it. The Ken holders are already withdrawing profits, although that is very small in number, yet they are withdrawing that. And whatever the price increase or decrease, nobody can be sure of it. But I can be sure of one thing, that on the supply side will be so strict that price will be stable over a period of time. So our policy is very straight, that can, for the public, the operational fee payment utility token for knowledge gateway schools, and then after the BNB power token surfaces and we have got sufficient funds intact, we'll be reaching out to the businesses and corporates for our beta testing. And for the trial phases, we'll be offering that on our web portal as well. So once that is adopted, that will be all we'll be needing. And I think that therefrom we will get a jetpack and we'll start flying.
Great, thank you for that. So I know you did touch on a little bit regarding the tokenomics. You said there will be 1 million Ken. So can you just briefly talk a little bit about the economics of Ken, the initial supply token allocation, and if there's any plans for future releases or burning?
Yeah. Regarding burning, I don't think burning will be needed. So what I'm trying to do now, I'm just opening up the white paper, and there's a supply model, and I would share with you because it will be quite hard to tell reading therefrom, because for every year we have got a certain amount of can that is being released. As I have already told, that between 5 to 20% will be the maximum. This is the range, as per need, as per demand, as we will be releasing can, and the supply will be well managed, well controlled. Maximum supply is 1 million, like I've already told you. Burning will not be needed, but if needed, it is burnable. However, I don't think that we'll need to burn these tokens, because the supply is already quite limited, and if we manage the supply well, the release thereof, there will be absolutely no reason why to burn it.
Right.
Secondly, the token is already audited, and the audit report by Block Solutions is already uploaded on our website. Anybody can go and just check that out. It is a well secured, well audited token. And yes, there are certain features that we have taken in the owner's custody just for the security of the holders. You can go and check that through. The token is otherwise thoroughly secure, and we just would like to upgrade it on security protocols after taking polls and suggestions from the holders, like I've already told, even about the release of supply. And we will be doing that. We'll also be offering a decentralized app soon. That will basically just for sending, receiving, getting the news feed done and polls and stuff. And then there will be the business model for that. The business D app will be quite a thing, and we're also working on that. But it will take a lot of time, 6 8 months to come to surface. Uh, and other thing regarding the tokenomics here, regarding the Ken structure and all that, I would like to tell you that we will be developing our native blockchain someday in the third quarter of perhaps 2024. Once the beta testing model, that is our primal focus at the moment. So that is ready. We'll be basically going for a native blockchain. And if that is the case, I think that the security features will definitely improve with that. And we'll be having an internal, thoroughly, secure, with certain new protocols for accessibility and all that when we go onto the native blockchain. So that is also in our plan. And there are a lot many plans, in fact. And if you start touching on all of them, I think that there will be 2 or 3 more hours needed. But at the moment, let's be very simple. There are 2 things that we are working on. One is developing hi-fi, real practical model, and the other one is promoting Pen.
No, I appreciate it. And yeah, like you said, we'll probably have to have you on here for another session because there's so much to this project. But it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Very insightful, very exciting.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I hope everybody goes out there and checks it out and actually participates and takes part in it. There's so much that they can gain from this. So I mean, with that, is there anything else that you'd like to add before we conclude?
I think that it has been quite informative. Whatever I had in my mind, I have just given a glimpse of Kohinoor. If you think that it's something that I should add to it, I would. Otherwise, I think that this is fine for the first session. Let people absorb this, and then we'll go on to the other session or like in 2 weeks or 3 weeks time. You can go on with that because it will be hard to digest for many people in the
Right,
beginning.
right.
What do you say?
Yeah, exactly. And so the people, I mean, if you have any questions, join the community, join the Telegram. As the professor said, he's always there. There's other mentors that are in the group. So, feel free to ask any questions. Like I said, it is a lot. We've been almost an hour, but we've really just scratched the surface. So the best thing is to follow all the social medias, join the Telegram communities, join the other social media communities, and yeah, interact with people because this is a real accessible person and an accessible community that's going to help anybody with any questions that they may have. So Yeah, perfect. I mean, let's wrap it up here. Thank you for taking the time to answer all of our questions. As I said, we're looking forward to hearing more. I'll personally, I'm already in the community, so I'm there. I'm going to be using the platform myself, and we're looking forward to, the future developments of Ken. Once again, thank you, Professor.
Absolute pleasure being here. And thank you very much indeed, Craig. You've been a great guy. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. The pleasure's mine. All right, everybody. Have a great day.
Goodbye.
Bye.